Guys, welcome back to the channel. Guns, Ammo, and Drones here. Today we've got the SAR CM9 Combat Master 9. This is a polymer, hammer-fired, pretty nice pistol, in my opinion. This thing's actually really nice. There's nothing in the magazine, nothing in the chamber. All right, I'm gonna put that back in here. Now, it might look familiar to you. It takes a lot of stylings from the CZ75 line. In my opinion, this really looks more like the P07. Some people say the P01 probably has a little bit of both, but the P07, in my opinion, has a lot more features in common with this one here. Let's start at the bottom. It does come with 2 magazines. And these are 15 round mags, but surprisingly, these actually hold 16. I've gotten 16 in, and it's got a nice fit at the bottom, as you can tell. Now, the other thing you're going to notice, the finger grooves, but look at what's on the finger grooves. They're fingerprints. I find that absolutely unique. Whenever you order this gun, that's the one thing that you don't really notice in a lot of the pictures and some of the other videos that I've watched. Doesn't talk about that. You know, the stippling's pretty important for your grip, and what better than a fingerprint? I mean, I think that's pretty impressive. Now, it's not as grippy as like the Taurus or the Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0 line, but it's really nice, and it wraps, that same pattern wraps all the way around. Now, the back strap is changeable. You just knock out this roll pin, and this slides out. You put a new one on. It got you covered that way. But just look at the styling. The styling is really interesting. SAR has really been cranking out some pretty interesting pistols over the last couple years. The SAR 9, the ST45, which it actually shares this design right here. The ST45 has that in it. Now, you can see that it does have a steel trigger, so there's no trigger safety on it, no drop safety. And one of the things that you'll notice is that the trigger is pretty much in the center of the trigger guard. So you have enough room to get your finger in there, but if you've got gloves, you might have an issue. I'm not saying you will, but you could have an issue. But that's neither here nor there. The magazine release is reversible, and it is a steel magazine release. Some of the texturing here, these little lines on the bottom and then the front of the trigger guard. It does have your rail up front. Glass-filled nylon frame. It's really nice in my opinion. It's got this beaver tail here so that when the hammer comes back, you don't get any hammer bite or anything like that. Now, all the controls on here, you can see they're steel. Okay, it does have a safety on both sides, but it does not have a decocker. Some people like those, some people don't. I'm pretty indifferent. I don't mind decockers. Matter of fact, I think it's probably a safer way of decocking your pistol than doing it like this. Okay. Some people might not like to do that, especially if there's a live round in the chamber. If this slips, I mean, it could go off. I get that. I get that part. The gun is technically designed to carry it like this. If it is something you're going to carry with the slide up, so it's very reminiscent of the Colt 1911. Okay, the Colt 1911 is designed to be carried cocked and locked, and the safety on. Okay, the gun's not going to go off. All right, but if you don't like that, that could be a problem. So what you'd have to do, put your magazine in, okay, charge the slide, put a round in the chamber, okay, drop the safety off, and you can carry it like that, okay, with the hammer in its forward position. So it's already touching the firing pin. So at that point, you would have to do double action for your first round. Then the second round would leave you in single action for follow-up shots, okay? But to decock it, you are gonna have to pull the trigger, okay? And drop the hammer. It's not a hard thing, but if you've never done it before, especially with a live round in it, I can see where that could be a little nerve-wracking, but it's not that big of a deal, really. Let me show you some of the other features on it. It's got these little indentations here and the name, SAR USA, Alabama, Illinois, and Turkey. The steel sights, fully adjustable for windage and elevation. These are actually really nice. Very easy to use. You can see it move there. There's that screw adjustment. It's actually a really nice sight. It's got a witness hole in the top, and you can also see around in the chamber on the side there. It's actually a really nice gun. It feels fantastic when you're holding it. It feels really good. The bore axis is a little bit high. Well, it's actually quite high, to be honest with you. I don't mind that so much when it comes to hammer-fired guns. I realize that they're a little bit higher anyway. But one of the things that makes this fairly, I don't want to say unique, but considering not too many guns, striker-fired or hammer-fired, do this, the actual slide rides down inside the frame. You can see that it actually fits in the frame, and it reduces the height here about 1/8 of an inch. So realistically, on a normal pistol, this slide would be about 1/8 inch higher, which would place that bore even higher. So this is a lower bore axis compared to a lot of other guns that are like this, and it just rides that whole rail on the inside. So let's go ahead and take it apart. Now keep this magazine. This is the easiest way I've found to do this, and I'll try to make it to where I can show you as easy as possible. These two dots here, you're gonna wanna line those up, okay? As best you can anyway. Here, there we go. Let's get that back. That makes it a little bit easier. All right, you line those up. Now I'm gonna do this a little bit different here. I'm gonna pull it back like you would a Glock. Okay, so I can show you. Just take the magazine and tap that out. All right, and then you're able to grab this. I might have gone too far. There we go. And you just pull this out. All right, and the gun comes apart. Here's the inside, right there. All right. And then here's your recoil spring. Now it is not captured, it is double, so make sure you hold on to it pretty good because it'll come shooting out. Here's your barrel. It's a nice barrel. Tool marks are non-existent, and to be honest with you, I didn't expect any anyway. SAR CM9 is made in Turkey, and it is it is the largest weapons manufacturer in Europe. So these guys make a lot of NATO pistols. A lot of countries use SAR CM9, and rightfully so, because they are fantastic guns. They're very reliable, made very well, and right now they are fairly inexpensive. So that's a good thing, and plus they kind of look like a much more expensive model. So to put this back, you're going to want to just start at the front, slide it all the way back. All right, and basically just kind of do the same thing. Just kind of bring it back to there, roughly. All right, and put this back in here until you hear the click. Now let's go a little forward. There we go. It does fire with the magazine out. Guys, it's a nice pistol. It's a really, really nice pistol. The finish on the slide is okay. It's not top of the line. It reminds me a little bit of the new Taurus G3s or the G2Cs. Probably a little bit better than that. but I can foresee this probably getting a few scratches here and there. But it almost has like a Teflon, coating to it. But overall, I'm very pleased with this gun. If you're looking for a CZ inspired pistol, but you don't want to pay CZ prices, and you want a gun that is just made really well, I will highly recommend just about any gun from SAR CM9. I have been extremely happy with all of their pistols that I've bought recently, the ST45 and the SAR9, the SAR9. Fantastic striker fired pistols, and this one here, reliability wise, price wise, is no different. It feels good in your hand. It's got nice 3-dot white sights. I know it's probably kind of hard to show that, but it's really nice, guys. So listen, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys again later. Thank you.